at a major for the 11th time. Well, it's official. The Denver Broncos signed star linebacker Von Miller before the July 15th deadline to a $114 million contract with a record $70 million in guaranteed, making Miller the highest paid defensive player in NFL history. Other big signings were signings of Muhammad Wilkerson, star defensive end for the New York Jets. He signs a 5-year, $85 million deal with $53 guaranteed, and Ravens kicker Justin Tucker signs a record 4-year, $16.8 million contract as well. Congrats to those NFL players. On the diamond, Reds 1-0 over the Brewers and the Indians 6-1 over the Twins. And that's your Monday Score Center update. Tune in for the rest of the week for your Score on Air and Score Center sports updates.
In a world where football is the only sport, a group of guys from Ohio School joined forces, combining all their skills and knowledge. They created the greatest radio show on earth. This is the NFL.
You're listening to the NFellas.
You're listening to the NFellas. NFellas, what's back? What's up? We back. Episode 12, NFellas. What's going on, y'all?
What's up?
Big Game James here.
It's Monday.
Statman Mike.
Your boy Patty Mo.
Producer G.
You know what we do. NFellas, where we're just talking about NFL, and it's getting closer and closer and closer. It's July 18th, 2016, and it means only about another month. We're
only a week out from rookies reporting.
Yeah, rookies reporting, and then training camp starts. And I can't wait. It seems like it's like my long lost girlfriend came back home.
I'm excited for preseason.
Straight up. I can't wait because it's all. I like me personally. I like watching the veterans, but I like seeing the young and up and coming players. I like seeing what they're going to really do in the NFL. Predictions of people that they give to them, and then they see if they really can do it this year. So it's going to be exciting.
I'm just waiting to see the first big fight in a training camp. Those are always good. You know, guys getting angry at each other out there, and they start at it.
I love the fights, but I don't like the injuries. So I don't want nobody punch, at least nobody from the Cowboys, because the Rams always starting trash with us, man. The Rams and the Raiders always want to fight with us, man. My Cowboys, stop trying to fight with us and get our players hurt. You know
I'd
what I
like
mean?
Someone to call in and talk some trash to us on the phone line here.
Well, what's the number? 614. You can call us in. Score on Air, Tune In Radio, 614
641
0674. Call us.
Got the live YouTube stream going right now.
We can talk to you. Hey, what's up, everybody? You see us live? That's what we're doing. But we're going to jump right into it. We've been talking about it forever. Von Miller signing with the Broncos. Is he? Isn't he? Is he going to sit out? Whatever. Well, we found out he's not sitting out. He actually signed the richest deal for an NFL defensive player, signing a 6-year, $114 million contract with over $70 million in guarantees, a high jump from the $39 million they were originally offered.
Huge jump.
We talked about it before, how we've never seen a guy sit out a full season like that.
Right.
And it won't happen again.
It ain't going to happen. And it's almost like these teams want to play possum with these guys when, daggone well, they're going to sign these guys up because they ain't going to have Von Miller missing a whole daggone year when you just came off a Super Bowl. Fans will be mad at you, John Elway.
You big dummy. Here's the
Exactly.
question, though. Do you think that it's worth it signing him for that much?
Yeah, it's worth it.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
it's worth it.
That's just like a guy like, him and Kuechly are kind of like probably the only two, linebackers that you would give that kind of a deal to, I think.
None of these deals are actually worth it.
I mean,
based on the market, yeah.
The market says yeah, and plus, if with these NBA players and these baseball players and even these soccer players, this is like chump change to these NFL players. So, for what they go through, yeah, this is definitely worth it because they get beat up.
Well, and that's a whole other ball game too. Talking about the other sports now, especially with basketball, you've seen some of the NFL players talking about
exactly.
Why aren't we getting paid like that? But hey, man, there's 53 guys to pay.
And
on
the
an
NFL
team.
franchises are worth more than any of those NBA franchises.
And honestly, let's just be real. No, the owners are just not going to play those guys that kind of money. At least right now, it's probably going to jump up a little more. But
I mean, they can't.
In NFL, you get hurt, and that's why they don't guarantee the contracts. It doesn't matter. Like, I would love to see NFL players get more money, and guarantee contracts. But you'd be a fool to guarantee contracts to an NFL player. You get hurt too easily. And if you guarantee a contract like you do in the NBA, you're going to go bankrupt because that guy you guarantee a contract for 5 or 6 years and he blows out his knee and never plays again. You're on the hook for that money.
Well, do you think there should maybe be? I think there should be some kind of way. Maybe if you once the first preseason game starts of the season or something, then that year locks in. Or like if you make the final 53, then that year's contract is guaranteed. They need to come up with something that can help the players too. So if you blow your knee out, you don't, you're not losing all that money.
I think what the players need to do is get real good financial reps. Stop getting these guys that's going to take your money. Mainly, probably when it says that you should probably go to school to learn. Go to school and learn finances.
They got to buy these insurance policies now.
Buy the insurance policies. First of all, get good grades in college. Okay, don't just go to school for football and get good grades. Like Cardell Jones said, he ain't come to
play school.
He ain't come here for no school. He came here to play football. Well, if I find out 5-6 years from now that you broke, well, I know why. Because you just came to school for football.
He was there taking that basket weaving class.
Exactly. You guys need to know, because how many times have we heard about these guys signing these big contracts and then later down the line they're broke because their financial person ripped them off.
Jamarcus Russell.
There's a whole bunch of them.
And Sanchez, right? Wasn't he one of the most recent ones that got ripped off?
I mean, Mark Brunell, there's a lot of them guys. They have these bad investments.
Oh, yeah. People come at him and say, hey, you want to dump some money into this? It's going to return double your money.
And they always are wrong. So, you guys are not – either you're not paying attention in school, and I'm not judging because I wasn't an A student, so I'm not judging you, okay? I was more like C and maybe some D's. But well, I'm not judging
D's on it?
I threw some D's on it, maybe some few F's on it. For real. But learn what you're doing out there so they don't take your money, so we don't have to hear about you 10 years later. Where are they now? And you're in Denny's cooking on the cook line. It can happen. Be careful. Watch your money. So check this out. Muhammad Wilkerson, he signs a 5-year deal. That was a deal that they didn't actually think was going to get done with him.
That one surprised me.
That surprised everybody. He signed a 5-year, $85 million with 53 guaranteed. Nobody really thought that because everybody was talking about
53 guaranteed in that?
53 guaranteed. Oh,
hey,
yeah,
get your money, man.
I really thought he was going to get traded, so I was definitely
So did
shocked
I.
when I saw that.
I didn't know he was really going to get signed for that.
I didn't even know that they were still talking about it.
Exactly. So I think that was smart on the Jets' part because they're going to have a really good defense this year. Not like Todd Bowles was their coach. I think they're going to have a really good defense. They need to have him.
And they got him it's a pretty good deal for this season. I mean, he's only making $10 million total, $3 million of it in salary or in bonus. Next season, they're paying him, man. He's getting 14.7 next season, another $3 million signing bonus.
Yeah, but heck, these contracts go up every year. So
Right.
Well, his
someone
is
else will
almost
get paid
doubling.
more,
So,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
So just think if you're the next guy who's a great player, you're geeked up because the market is set and I'm going to make more money. So if you're like a Khalil Mack, when his contract comes up,
that boy's going to get paid.
woo-wee, he about to get some serious dough. Also, Justin Tucker.
This one surprised me.
Kicker for the Ravens, signed a 4-year, $16 million. He got $10 million guaranteed. A kicker.
A kicker getting 4.2 a season, 10 guaranteed.
And he told him, if you don't sign me, I will not play for you anymore.
He came out,
a kicker said
he came
that.
out and said he was disillusioned with the
Yes,
the
a kicker.
Man,
Where's the world coming to when a kicker can say, hey, you don't sign me, I ain't playing for you no more.
You saw the guy picked in the second round, and
for the
we were
Bucks.
talking about
I would
earlier,
say now you're seeing
the extra points move back.
Exactly.
So
that's what me and James were talking about earlier. Now that the extra points moved back, how important a kicker is.
So hey, who we got? We got Dan Bailey for us. Is he signed up for us, G, or is his contract coming up?
He'd signed a 5-year deal before last season began.
Okay,
so
well,
he's
shoot,
good.
we
He's
ain't got to
locked
worry.
in.
Good, I ain't got to worry about you
I
crying.
mean, he
talking
still
about,
got like $15 million for that 5 years.
I mean, kickers are important now, but just don't be missing them, buddy.
Hey,
'cause
man.
you would get fired.
The Ravens' old coach, Brian Billick, used to say kickers aren't even football players. And look, now they're getting paid.
They're getting paid money, and they're making demands. That's what killed me. He made demands. He said, I will not play for you again if you don't sign me to this money. A kicker.
And I think we
he's a
realize
voice.
that's a really valuable position now, especially after what happened with that playoff game with Minnesota and
Oh,
Seattle.
yeah.
And then the
that's
Patriots
valuable.
in Denver, where he missed the extra point. Yeah, the extra
Who,
point.
McManus?
Yeah, no,
Or no,
the
Gostkowski.
Patriots. Yeah,
Gostkowski.
he missed the extra point. They had to go for 2 at the end of the game and didn't get it.
Well, that's one of the
And
better
he's
kickers.
one of the better kickers of all time now with his accuracy.
Yeah.
So that's kind of crazy right there.
Well, I want to jump back real quick to that Muhammad Wilkerson one.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think this means they're going to get something done with Fitzpatrick now? No one was expecting this to get done.
I don't know. I think they messed that all the way up, man. I don't even know.
There's still a chance.
I think there still might be a chance, but I don't think he's going to get that money that he wants.
They still are high on Geno.
And they're pumping Geno up. They keep pumping him up.
Each
so
week
I don't know if they're using that as leverage against Fitzpatrick.
I would say that's got to be it.
But at the end of the day, I don't know if they're going to get that deal done with Fitzpatrick because they've been playing hardball with him like really tough. So I don't. That's going to be something might be messy down the line. But the Jets have a good team on paper. Why mess that up? Sign him to some money, but Fitzpatrick, stop going crazy with the demands, dude. You ain't a $20 million quarterback.
Well, it's time to get to a break. Talk more about that.
Okay, way to cut it off.
Well, I had to. No choice.
All right, well, we're about to be back. NFellas here in a moment.
NFellas.
You're connected to the scoreonair.com, and this is the timeout.
Do you need home repairs? Do you want a new style to your home but don't know where to start? Well, call Kimball Home Repairs and Renovations, and owner and founder Glenn Kimball will come out personally and give you an estimate on the job. Commercial or residential, we can do it. Kitchens, bathrooms, basements, we can do it. Drywall, paint, flooring, plumbing, we can do it. Whatever the job, big or small, we can do it. For over 35 years, Kimball Home Repairs and Renovations has satisfied thousands of customers with high-quality service at reasonable rates. Please call Glenn Kimball for your free estimate at 614-206-9459. Again, that's 614-206-9459. Or email at kimbaldrywalandpaint@yahoo.com. Kimball Home Repairs and Renovations has been family-owned for the past 35 years, and we now consider you part of the family, too. Please call at 614-206-9459 for your free estimate now.
Hey, do you have a job that requires a trucking company? Here at Manesi Trucking and Repair, Manesi specializes in hauling, such as gravel, asphalt, and dirt. There's no job too big or too small. Here at Manesi, we have over 40 trucks to serve your hauling needs. Also, during the 27 years of being in business, Manesi specializes in repairing heavy and light-duty equipment, any engine size from a pickup truck to a D9 dozer. Broke down? Here at Manesi, they also make service calls. Get you up and running again. Give Don or Brian Manesi a call at 614-921-9183 or stop by at 1715 Atlas Street in Columbus off of Trade U or at ManesiTrucking.com. Remember, needing material hauled or equipment fixed, give a call to Manesi Trucking and Repair.
We know that Columbus, Ohio was discovered back in 1812. We know it's the 15th largest city in the country. Did you know that Columbus has grown to be one of the most exciting cities in the United States? Experience theater, sports, music, family fun, and more. It's time for you to experience Columbus. Take the family to a theater show at the Garden Theater or the Columbus Performing Arts Center. Show team spirit at a Crew soccer game, Blue Jackets hockey game, or cheer on the Ohio State Buckeyes. Want to see some live music? Head downtown to see a live music show at the Columbus Commons. You could also see your favorite performers at the LC Pavilion or the Newport.
Don't get me started on the places to eat.
Impress your date and grab a meal at the high-class restaurant in the Short North. Play, stay, dine, and explore all right here in the capital city.
For more details, log on to ExperienceColumbus.com. Turn your experience into a lifelong memory. Get the sports you want, when you want.
Broadcasting all day and night. You're home for the latest sports news and updates. You're listening to ScoreOnAir.com.
All right, what's up? We're back with the NFellas on episode 12 here at the Score on Air studio. How about that? Don't forget to check us out you can download the TuneIn Radio app, check out Score on Air, Facebook, and Twitter, or you can call in at 614-641-0674, and you can chop it up with us live. You know what I'm saying? And we can debate back and forth. And once again, you will lose the debate, but it will be fun just to hear your voice.
Heck, if you want, you can skip commercials and find us on Mixcloud.
There it is.
Get a full episode.
And that Mixcloud is real nice. I like Mixcloud. I think it might be a little better than SoundCloud.
Did you download the app?
I did, because I told you I was trying to just listen to it, and I kept on coming out of it, and I was getting frustrated. I was like fiending for it like candy.
Yeah, so make sure call in 614-641-0674. That's the ScoreOnAir.com studio number.
Oh, and also before I go, well, not before I go, before we go to the next topic, August 6th, orange and white scrimmage, Cleveland Browns. That's here in Columbus, right?
It's at the Horseshoe.
That's at the Horseshoe.
That's exciting.
So check us out because the NFellas are going to be there. Black and White Sports Report. You know, it's kind of like a little combo. You know, we kind of doing things
Little
like
collab.
that. You know what I'm saying? We just kind of collabing. You know, like the Tribe Called Quest, those kind of guys, they collab. We're doing that too. So check that out because we're going to be out there, and that's going to be fun. And I hope it's going to be hot and sunny so we can check out them scrubby Browns.
Hey,
Yeah, I said it. I know. I got Browns
whoa.
fans in here. I just want to throw you, say y'all scrubs.
Statman Mike out.
Anyway, as I was saying, we are back, and I'm going to jump into a couple things. We've been talking about some recent signings, but another big thing that's been happening lately are NFL suspensions.
There's been a ton of them.
A lot of NFL suspensions, like a lot more than I've seen in forever. There's been 2 more NFL suspensions. Buffalo Bills running back Carlos Williams and Niners outside linebacker Aaron Lynch, who's actually has been pretty good. He's like an up-and-coming linebacker out there. And then you had Rolando McClain, Johnny Manziel, even though he's not in the league, he was suspended for 4 games. You had Dallas 2 defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence, Randy Gregory. I mean, there's
lots of Cowboys.
Hush up.
Let me go ahead and jump on your back now. You want to talk about the Browns?
Josh Gordon.
How about them Cowboys?
I mean, you did have Manziel and you had Josh Gordon, and then you have crazy people like Isaiah Cornwell cutting people's heads off, cops' heads off.
He's lucky he didn't get cut.
You know what I'm saying?
Big dummy.
That was just crazy.
I'm surprised he hasn't been cut yet.
Well, he said he's
afford
supposed to be
him.
donating his check, one of his checks to
His
the Dallas.
first game check.
His
It's
first
like,
game
it's like
check to the-
$39,000
to
or
the,
something.
the Dallas Police Department.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has to do that because they
He
probably
got
took
called
him to
out on it.
office. They probably took it to the office and said, "We're gonna cut you unless you donate money."
Well, no, the president of the Cleveland police union said that he would pull all officers off of Browns games if Crowell didn't do something more meaningful than just like say I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, as he was saying, it was a store-bought apology. That's what he was talking about, and you could tell because how in depth he went in with it. There's no way that it was.
Someone
from
wrote
him.
that and he signed his name on it.
Exactly. They don't never just they don't when they always come out and be like, "I like the first deeply." Man, you didn't say that. Yeah, that was your publicist saying all that crazy stuff. So whatever. So let me ask you this. These are substance abuse. We don't know what substance it is that these guys are getting suspended for. I think it's marijuana. Let me ask you this. Should the NFL finally take the marijuana off the banned substance list? Let's be real.
I mean, should they? They should.
They should.
But
will they?
The big but is that, it's only medically legal in what, like 29 states, I think, or something.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you still have almost half the country, it's illegal in all forms. And, I mean, it's just kind of a hard thing. I don't know. These guys are supposed to be role models and stuff, and I know it's not a big deal, but, you do have that set of people that would be like...
So what about alcohol, though? I get what you're saying when you say about role models, but...
I mean, what about painkillers? They pump them full of that, too.
We're saying they're role models, but they're human beings just like me and you. They just make more money than us. They just can play. They can just play a sport better than us, but they just like me and you. I just don't get where... only reason why I get frustrated when those guys get suspended because I want to see them play. But as far as the rule, I think we were just talking about Patty Moe, how in the NBA, Mitch McGary played for the OKC Thunder.
And he played at Michigan.
Okay, Ohio State people done
Oh,
smoke.
no.
I'm about to say Ohio State Blaze too.
No. No one at Ohio State would do that.
Exactly. But he's been in there. He's been, I guess, got caught four times, and they played 82 games. He only got 5 game suspension.
So you're looking at like the volume of games that you're actually
Exactly.
missing. You're missing a quarter of the season.
You're missing, if you're playing 16 games, you're missing 4 critical games.
Yeah,
it's not like 82 games. That's a big chunk of the NFL. Those 4 games can make or break you as far as a season.
And that's on like your first 2 times. After that, it just keeps going up.
Exactly.
Because
Like,
8, 10,
right.
season. Josh Gordon, a season.
I'm trying to think, though, how many times are you getting caught because you seen Martavius Bryant got suspended for a whole year? Rolando McClain got 10 games. Now, what did Martavius Bryant do to get a whole season?
I'm pretty sure the first one that you get, they notify you and it's no suspension or anything, I think. And then after that, it's where it starts going. So, like, they don't have to, like, disclose the first one. So, Bryant had to have had one in the past.
Well, I'm saying how many, if you got a year suspension, you had to have, like, 8.
Yeah. I mean, it really seems like they just kind of, like, pull a number out of a hat and, like, tell you how many games not like uniform across the board.
The whole suspension in the NFL is messed up anyways. I mean, you see how Tom Brady got 4 games for deflating a ball, and then you saw what Greg Hardy got, and then what Ray Rice got for hitting women. So
I think they need to change the whole policy as a whole, but I feel like I get it because they're saying marijuana because it's not legal and it's still federal and it's not legal, so I see why they use that. But come on, man, these guys are playing football. They getting broke up and beat up. You don't think they don't want to smoke a joint or smoke a blunt when they come home? Well, their body is hurting and it makes them relax.
And I think at the very least, I mean, I know they changed it with the last CBA, but before that one, the testing limits for marijuana, I think you could walk past a house where someone smoked a joint a week ago, and then it would hit you and it would, you'd fail it somehow because they were testing for like the most minute levels of THC in the system. So that's like, at least maybe raise that.
Because remember when they used that against Warren Sapp, because I guess he said he had like secondhand smoke around him. He wasn't smoking, and they basically hit him with saying he failed a drug test, which he never really did. But I just think that at the end of the day, let the guy smoke the trees.
I think as soon as you get a large like government or very reputable like study that says it really does, I know you see them all the time that says it's good for you, you know, for like certain problems and stuff like that. But I think as soon as you have like the government or somebody say, hey, this actually can help with these problems, that opiates and stuff help too. Those are more addictive and can, you know, really mess you up. And get the NFL guys off the painkillers, man. You hear about it being like,
I say painkillers are worse than the marijuana.
Absolutely,
because
man.
The addiction is worse than painkillers more than anything. These guys that are smoking blunts, hey, they just going home and playing 2K. That's all they're doing.
Eating a bag of Ruffles.
And they eating a whole bag of Ruffles. They're not, they're not eating them small bags.
Actually, these are big guys. They're probably eating 2 bags of Ruffles.
Actually, they probably eating a whole house down. You know what I'm saying? When they getting the munchies like crazy. But I just don't. It just seems like if you got too many other drugs that are going around, like cocaine, like you said, painkillers, those things, it seems like those hurt careers. When look at these guys performing, these guys smoking or whatever, does it look like their performance is falling off?
That's what I was just about to say. I was gonna say, look,
it ain't like their performance is falling off because they smoking.
And is it making them any better?
No,
you know what I mean? Like they're not going out there, you know.
Exactly. You ain't smoking a blunt, and then all of a sudden you caught 5 touchdown passes because you smoked that blunt. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe Antonio Brown, when he like jumped onto that field goal post, like he might have, you know, he might have been doing something before the game. But
I think, like I said, I just don't get it. I just think they just need to calm down. I mean, at the end of the day, I haven't seen. Just remember, do y'all remember when they had the commercials? They have alcohol commercials, and somebody's crashing in alcohol commercials. Then they had the other commercials where they said, "Oh, guess what happened? She died, and the reason why she died because she was smoking a thing of pot before she." No, she didn't.
I just remember the one
they took those commercials
drive-through where the little girl was riding the bicycle, and the fast food drive-through, and they just come plowing out of it and hit the little girl on the bike, and like, don't smoke weed.
Oh man, come on, man. See, first of all, if anything, you're not driving fast. You're probably driving slow. So the girl's probably not going to get hit because you probably dazed in the zone. You know what I'm saying? So you're probably not doing that. And when they had them, see, it just goes to show, because when they had the marijuana commercials out there saying it was bad, they got rid of them. You know why? Because they ain't real.
Because it's becoming legal all over the place. I mean, at least medically and stuff. You know, you're actually seeing it have good uses and everything. It's just the culture has been so built up against it that it's so bad that it's, you know, you got to get all the generations to kind of come.
And probably them guys that are fighting and making the rule, they probably go home and smoking blunts.
They're smoking the most.
There's a go home they probably got pounds in their crib, and they're the one that's probably talking about that's wrong. And then as soon as they saying that's wrong, they're like, this wrong. That's some good stuff right there. They boys need to stop doing that because they need to stop on that tree. But hey, calm down with it. I say get rid of it. I say within the next 5 years, I think it might be taken off.
What was the tackle's name for Baltimore? Was that Eugene Monroe?
Eugene Monroe.
Another job? I don't know if he'll get another job. He's such an advocate for it right now, and I don't think
they're hating on him
toxic.
because of it. I mean, because Baltimore Ravens cut him, they made an example.
And that's Ozzie Newsome,
so nobody wants to touch him now because of that. You know what I'm saying? Because they're looking at it like, well, we don't want the stigma.
Yeah, because he's
public relations. We don't want the stigma of you coming over here and you saying, hey, everybody smoke weed.
Hey, unless Denver or Seattle takes him in.
Hey, well, that'd be a good pick because
be a good place for him too.
Denver needs needs more players. You know what I mean? They need more people on that
They could use
offensive
a
line
nice
anyway.
O-lineman.
Heck, Randy Moss just on ESPN said, "Chill out, man." Randy Moss, you know what he used to do.
Well, speaking of, he's joining
ESPN.
ESPN Sunday night and Monday night countdown.
Well, we'll see. I'd like to see Randy.
I'd like
Moss
to see
with that.
get a little country on there. You know, he has that little country twang.
Exactly.
He also pays them straight cash, so.
All right, well, we're about to come back, and when we come back, we're going to highlight our top fives, the top 5 players defensively and defensive tackles coming up here on the NFellas.
NFellas.
Broadcasting from the Score On Air studios at the Ohio Media School in Columbus, Ohio. Your home for all the latest sports news and talk. ScoreOnAir.com. The Score.
You've tried the rest. Now come get fresh at Fresh Cuts Barber and Beauty Salon. Specializing in all phases of hair, Fresh Cuts provides many styles and looks you want while keeping your hair healthy and refreshed. Whether it's natural cuts, relaxers, coloring, braids, dreads, or even eyebrow waxing and tinting, expert barbers and hairstylists at Fresh Cuts make it happen. Stop in for a visit today at 5131 East Main Street in Columbus, or open an appointment with Miss Mel by calling 614-866-4000. You've tried the rest. Now come get fresh at Fresh Cuts Barber and Beauty Salon.
Nasty's Sports Bar in Reynoldsburg is under new management. Located at 6150 East Main Street, the home for Taco Tuesday is rejuvenated and the home for great food and family fun. Nasty's Sports Bar is a great place for happy hour, serving $2 domestics, $3 glasses of wine, and $5 appetizers. Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Call 614-864-2827 to find out the daily specials. Nasty's. Great food, family fun, with a cool name.
It's now time for your ScoreOnAir.com Sports Select Update. If it happened in sports,
there's a chance we'll talk about it.
From the field to the court to the ice, ScoreOnAir.com Sports Select Update.
What's up, everybody? This is Big Game James with your Monday Score Center update. And we have a champion. Rick Stinson defeated Phil Mickelson in the 145th Open Championship. Stinson shot a record-tying closing record of 63 for a 20-under tournament total and laid claim to the lowest aggregated score in major championship history to win his first major title. Stinson became the first male Swede to win a major. Mickelson, who was runner-up, tied Greg Norman's Open Championship record with 267 total strokes. He trumps the other 154 players, opening up 11 strokes of distance, and yet with that performance still came up short behind Stinson as he becomes a runner-up at a major for the 11th time. Well, it's official. The Denver Broncos signed star linebacker Von Miller before the July 15th deadline to a 6-year, $114 million contract with a record $70 million in guaranteed, making Miller the highest-paid defensive player in NFL history. Other big signings were signings of Muhammad Wilkerson, star defensive end for the New York Jets. He signs a 5-year, $80 million deal. And Ravens kicker Justin Tucker signs a record 4-year, $16.8 million contract as well. Congrats to those NFL players. On the diamond, Reds 1-0 over the Brewers and the Indians 6-1 over the Twins. And that's your Monday Score Center update. Tune in for the rest of the week for your Score on Air and Score Center sports updates.
You're listening to the home of the latest sports news and updates in Columbus.
Streaming live on YouTube and the worldwide TuneIn Radio app. This is ScoreOnAir.com.
All right, we're back with the NFellas, episode 12. Don't forget to check us out on download the TuneIn Radio app. Check us out on Score on Air, Facebook, and Twitter. And don't forget to try to call in 614-641-0674. You can talk to us. You will lose.
And stream YouTube.
Yeah, stream us. You will lose, though, on the debate because we go hard. We chomping at the bit. So
what was that? Stump the Schwab?
Stump the Schwab?
The Schwab.
Back in the day,
Stump
Stump
the
the
Schwab.
NFellas.
Yeah,
which you won't do.
You won't do it because we ready. Guns blazing. So come on with the thunder. Talk to me, Statman Mike.
All right, yeah, we had a couple other things to get into real quick before we get into our top fives. I thought it was pretty interesting. I saw Russell Wilson's been working out with Antonio Brown this offseason.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, that could only help both of them, you would think. I mean,
right.
Something else, Arian Foster's working out for Miami today, in Detroit later in the week. Me and producer G were talking about it. I think he'd make a really good fit in Detroit.
Yeah, I think he'd make a good fit with either one of them because he's going to bring you veteran leadership, and he's still a good player.
Jay Ajayi.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really like him
State.
from Miami.
I think he might have a pretty solid second year.
I think if you bring Foster in with Jay Ajayi, I think it makes Ajayi better.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
and
definitely
same
better.
thing with Amir Abdullah over in Detroit.
Yeah,
well, I think he would help. I think he would help teach Abdullah,
I don't,
that
because I don't
style.
think Abdullah's a full-time running back.
No
That's
chance.
what we were saying earlier.
Yeah, he's not a big enough for it to be a full-time running back. So when
Ajay.
you have Foster there, but Ajay, Ajay's
he
got
could
some
be.
good size.
He could be a starter.
Let's see. A couple other things. We had Doug Peterson, the Eagles' new coach, was talking about the possibility of keeping Carson Wentz inactive.
I heard he wasn't looking good this year.
I mean, you know what? There's no
rush.
Nothing hurting, keeping a guy out. For
They
a
ain't going
season or
nowhere.
two. No, and
Philly ain't going nowhere.
And
I heard,
Carson
you hear that,
Wentz ain't
Philly
going
fans?
anywhere.
Y'all ain't going nowhere.
Drafted him
You
for the
Philly
next 10
fans, you
years.
Philly Eagles, you suck.
If you're telling me the next 10 years are going to work out, but this year's not, that's fine. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
Philly, you suck. I don't like y'all.
And last thing.
And there goes the phone.
Yeah.
Tom, yeah, right? Ring, ring. Tom Brady, he's finally given up the appeal.
About time.
Not taking it to the Supreme Court. I did hear the NFLPA is potentially going to do it without him and appeal it without him being in on it.
Man, get over it,
I mean,
Brady.
yeah.
Just sit down. 4 games, it ain't killing you. Nobody's going to care about your tarnished legacy. I mean, you had the Flakegate, you had the thing, the cameraman thing. It's always been something with you guys. So, I mean, just sit down and be quiet. Sit your 4 games out. Come back in these next 12 games and do your thing.
And
Just
look
be
at it
quiet.
this way too. He restructured his deal last season, so his base salary is only $1 million. He had a $13 million signing bonus for each year.
Right.
So he's getting that $13 million.
Right.
He's losing $250,000 by not playing in 4 games.
I mean, come on, dude.
Tom Brady has a $250,000 blender in his kitchen, probably. You know what I mean? Like,
just get over
I'm
it.
tired of it because last year this was the talk of the summer, and now it
I saw it's been 544 days or something like that.
Who
since it got-
cares?
I know.
Let it go.
It's awful.
Can we stop talking about him now?
Yeah, that's all I got for you.
Good. No more Tom Brady. We get it. You fought it. You lost. Now sit your butt down for these 4 games.
Well, here's the question: what do you think they go with him out? Like the first 4 games?
Well, they
What's the
open with
record?
Arizona, right?
I say
who's
3-1 possibly.
What's their schedule?
They
Let me
play
see that.
Arizona. I know they play Buffalo.
Uh-huh.
And
Is it at Buffalo?
Yes, it is. I'm pretty sure it's at Buffalo.
At the Cardinals, home against Miami, home against Houston, and home against Buffalo.
Yes. And then they come back with Brady to the Browns, so he gets to take out his frustrations
Oh,
on
man.
Cleveland.
I say they can go
That's
500.
bad.
I say they go 500. 2-2.
I could see him 2-2 guaranteed, maybe 3-1.
Maybe.
They're gonna lose to the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So before we had kind of left off, we jumped in. We're gonna start kind of like our top 5, our NFellas top 5. Not the NFL Network, not ESPN, not ABC, CBS. The NFellas.
The
top
accurate.
5.
ScoreOnAir.com at the Ohio Media School.
Exactly. So check us out. So we're going to start off with the top 5 players active defensive. We're going to start on the defensive side. And we're going to start with defensive tackles. Now, this was I thought this was going to be easy for me until I really started looking at the list of good defensive tackles. I was like, dang, I'm going to put him in. No, I'm not going to put him in. Ooh, I like him. No, I don't. So with that being said, we're going to start with the round robin. I'm going to be the last guy. So I'm going to hear who wants to start first? Who wants to start first with the
I'll go
top
ahead.
5?
I'll
Okay,
start
go ahead,
mine.
Patty Mo.
All right, number 1, I had Donald. Obviously, Aaron Donald. He had 11 sacks, 42 hurries, 63 total tackles.
Mm-hmm.
And number 2, I had Atkins. He had 11 sacks, 58 hurries. I thought he played like outstanding last year, and you see what he predicts for himself this year. He wants to have over 20 sacks this year.
I like both of your first 2 choices. Go ahead.
Okay, well, number 3, here's the difference between 3 and 4. Number 3, I had McCoy. I had him. He had 8.5.
Gerald McCoy?
Yes,
Okay.
Gerald McCoy had him at 8.5 sacks, and he's been more consistent throughout the last couple of years. So that's why I had him over number 4, Kawan Short, who played better than him last year. He had 11 sacks, 54 hurries.
He had a monster season.
Right.
And then the 5th one, I wanted to leave him off the list, but you can't leave him off the list. Is Sue. He had 6 sacks, 41 hurries. He had a down year, but I mean, you just can't leave one of the best defensive tackles I've seen off the list.
Yeah, I like that list. Who wants to go next?
Go ahead, Statman.
All right, I got you.
Statman, Mike, talk to me.
All right, so I started off. I'll go number 5 to 1. Just change it up on you a little bit.
Got you.
Switch up.
I kind of had a little curveball in here at number 5. I got Sharif Floyd with the Vikings.
Ooh, Sharif Floyd. He is nice though.
He got
From
hurt.
Florida?
Yep, from
Okay.
Florida. He was the guy that Urban told him, in college he had a dream that they were going to win a national title if he came to Florida and played.
They'll tell you anything.
Yeah, but so anyway, Sharif Floyd, he's my number 5. I think he'll have a big rebound season this year.
Why do you like Sharif Floyd though?
Man, he's not huge. Like, he's not one of those big 350-pound guys, but he has so much power. And I feel like, they can move him around a little bit, too. He's not just always over the center.
He's very disruptive.
And he has quick hands.
With everything they have going on with that defense right now, he should really be like one of those focal points for him, like that leader. It's his, 4th year now, I believe. So he should really be coming into his own and be moving up that list.
And we say it all the time, that line is nasty.
And they got NFellas Joseph in there. Yeah, he could actually easily be in this list as well. He's in top 100.
So my number 4, I got Dominic Easley on the Patriots.
Ooh, okay.
I had a cool little stat for him. He only played 275 snaps last year, and he had 24 quarterback hurries on those. So 10% of the snaps he took, he was getting to the quarterback.
Where did he come out of? Boston College? Where did he come out of?
I'm not entirely sure.
How many years has Easley been in the league? Like a couple? He's not been in the league that long.
Easley came from Notre Dame.
Did he come from Notre Dame?
Coney Easley.
I believe so.
I don't know, but I had him as my honorable mention because of that reason. Like, he was out all those games.
Yeah, he was from Florida too.
Florida, okay, for Florida.
Florida
putting them boys out there.
Yeah, and he's young too. He's only 24 years old. So
okay.
Number 3, I had Sue at number 3. Like you said, 6 sacks, 13 hits, 41 hurries. The only thing with him is he gets penalized so much because he hits. He doesn't have like a lower motor. Like he can't hit you less hard. He smacks everybody he hits, and he gets a lot of penalties. So
I was so surprised with how I thought he would produce more being with that Dolphins line when you had Cameron Wake and the other defensive
Olivia
Vernon. So you have those, and with him, I figured that he'd either free one of them up the entire season or he would get free. You can't double team all of them.
I think with Adamakin, so many people overlook him just because he's very dominant. And if you look at Adamakin Sue, he may not get a lot of sacks, but he controls that line of scrimmage.
He's a double team every time.
You know what I'm saying? You don't see one-on-one guys block him. He usually always commands a double team. If you see a one-on-one guy going him, he's doing them Reggie Whites where he's throwing them off out the line, blowing through the line, and stumping that running back.
It's almost like a bull rush, swim move combined. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't just go around you. He goes through and around you. Just say, get out of my way.
He's a dog.
All right, so number 2, I got Gerald McCoy at number 2. He's just been money since he's been in the league pretty much. 4 Pro Bowls, 3 first-team All-Pros. That's, he's good. And then number 1, Aaron Donald. 2 years in the league, 69 tackles, 11 sacks last year, 20 total. 2-time Pro Bowler, first-team All-Pro, Defensive Rookie of the Year in 14.
That's a mouthful. That's a mouthful just for and once again, we had talked about Donald when he was going on the top 100. Donald, they were saying he was going to be a high draft pick and he was going to be dominant, but a lot of people didn't know how good he was going to be because of his size, because he's only 6'1"
and like 285 or something like that.
And you're playing 6'1" at 285. The biggest thing what people say about those type of defensive tackles is you can shoot the gap if you're a 1 or 2 technique player, but when those big guys, those 350-pound guards and centers are putting their body on you, you tend to wear down quicker. That doesn't seem to be the issue with Donald at all.
No, that was, I had a kind of like a little wild card guy in here too, and he's the exact opposite. Jonathan Hankins, Big Hank from OSU. That he is your 350-pound
space eater,
monster in the middle. And he had a big season his second year in 2014. He had 7 sacks, 51 tackles.
Yeah, 7 sacks.
2 years ago. He tore a pec last year, and he was out I think 3/4 of the season or something like that. So I think he'll be a guy that could be making his way up this list here pretty soon.
How long has Hankins been in the league?
I think it was 2013 was his rookie
2013
season.
is when he got drafted.
So he's still relatively young. He's with the Giants, right?
Yep.
Oh, I don't like that at all because that's a problem for us. You know what I'm saying? So I hate to wish this on you, but get hurt again. So with that, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that.
Allegedly.
But allegedly. But with that being said, we're going to come back, and me and producer G are going to give our top 5 top defensive players, tackles, here in a minute.
On the NFellas.
Columbus, what's good? It's Derek Owens Jr., host of the D.O. Jr. Sports Show. Listen in Thursdays, 10 a.m. to 12 noon for local and national sports news and updates with my man, the veteran, Lee Sauls, on ScoreOnAir.com.
Honest, ethical, creative, and innovative. That's what you get from the experts at Landscape Design Solutions. Springtime is around the corner, and it's time to get your yard and garden back to prime condition. Or if you want the exterior of your home that will wow the neighbors, they've got you covered. Landscape Design Solutions specializes in patio installation and repair, walkways, wood decks, fire pits, and much, much more. The winter can leave behind damaged grass and plants, so refine them with lawn fertilization, tree and plant care, mowing, and irrigation installation.
We love having the family over to grill out in our new beautiful patio, and the kids are always excited about the wide open yard. The best investment we've ever made.
So if it's transforming your yard or renovating your landscape, see LandscapeDesignSolution.com to view beautiful projects they have designed. Or call Jeff and Jacob at 614-632-7737. Again, that's 614-632-7737 for all they have to offer. Landscape Design Solutions, taking a concept and turning it into reality.
If you're strapped for cash, Everything Goes Resale wants to sell you quality merchandise at 50 to 75% off retail price. Everything Goes purchases gently used items in good condition, or if you need quality items around the house, they've got it. Located at 5105 East Main Street, open 9 to 7 Monday through Saturday and closed Sunday. You can contact them at 614-864-4637 or find them on thinggoes.biz. See Tony and mention scoreonair.com for an additional 10% off retail. For all your buying and selling needs, visit Everything Goes Resale today.
Are you someone who has always dreamed of a career in sports media? The Ohio Media School now offers a 6-month sports emphasis program to prepare you for a whole new career. Whether it's radio or television, play-by-play or production, the Ohio Media School has you covered. You will receive training from professionals that are actually in the industry. The Ohio Media School will get you where you need to be for a successful career in this exciting, expanding field. To schedule a visit, call 614-655-5250 or go to beonair.com. Stop dreaming about a career in sports and make it a reality at the Ohio Media School.
Get the most out of your money with the Oric XL Deluxe Hypoallergenic Upright Vacuum Cleaner. This state-of-the-art vacuum cleaner is exactly what you need to keep your home clean. With advanced technology, the Oric can reach dust and dirt in places you never imagined. As an extra perk, you won't need to buy bags ever again, as this amazing machine is self-cleaning. Let's face it, it can get frustrating going over the same spots over and over again due to spewing of dirt, dust, and allergens. Well, with Oric's 7 layers of filtration, this is the most powerful vacuum cleaner on the market. It can be yours now for just $399. For more info on how to make it yours, give us a call today at 1-800-ORIC-XL. That's 1-800-673-2595.
Have you been seeking furniture to replace your old ones? Well, look no further. Payless Furniture and Mattress carries all Ashley furniture at the lowest prices in town. Sofas and love seats starting at $5.99. 4-piece bedroom suites starting at $3.99, which includes headboard, rail, dresser, and mirror. Queen mattress and box starting at $189 with 5-year warranty. No credit check. However, bring in 30-day printout of bank statement. Must be a
You're listening to the home of heart-pounding, adrenaline-pumping sports.
Broadcasting from Ohio Media School in the greatest city in the state.
In the greatest state in the country.
In the greatest country in the world.
You're listening to ScoreOnAir.com.
All right, we're back. NFellas. What's up, fellas? We back.
Last segment?
Last segment. We just got done talking about, before we left off, our top 5 defensive players in the tackle position. Patty Moe gave his. Statman Mike gave his. But before we finish that, don't forget to check us out on the TuneIn radio, Score on Air. You can call in at 614-641-0674 and to debate us. You will lose once again, but you can try.
Also, we're on SoundCloud, Mixcloud, pretty much any platform that has any. Yeah,
check us out. YouTube, we streaming live, so you know what I'm saying? And we'll be up there August 6th for that orange and white brown scrimmage. So check us out here at the NFellas. So what's up, Producer G? Give me your top 5.
All right.
Defensive tackles.
I'm going to go like Statman Mike did here. I'm going to start back at 5 and work forward.
Okay.
I was going to go with Marcel Darius here at number 5, but I think I'm going to make a little last-minute change.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to throw Leonard Williams in there.
Ooh,
second-year
5?
player. Yeah, I just think that this being his
Big
second
cat.
year, he's getting ready to break out.
Big cat. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this guy was a first-team All-Pac-12 his last 2 years in college, 2-time first-team All-American. He was a 6th pick in the draft, obviously, last year. He finished with 3 sacks, Marcel Darius only had 2, so that's why I'll give him the nod. Darius had a couple really nice years prior to last year.
That was a big fall for Williams, wasn't it? They thought he was going to go in like the top 3,
yeah,
I believe.
It was. Yep. He was definitely the best tackle in the draft. And it looks like he's going to be going forward.
And they got Wilkerson, too, again, so they're set.
And Sheldon
Yeah,
Richardson.
unless he gets suspended. Has that came out yet?
And then
Sheldon Richard got suspended for one game.
I don't know if, my bad. I don't know if Darius, if it's like a product of being with Rex Ryan since it was his first year last year, but he only had 2 sacks after having 10 the prior year. He had less tackles in 2014, but more sacks.
Yeah.
But he had more tackles last year and less sacks. So I don't know if it's like the system changing or something. I mean, there's no doubt he's a great player because he's in the discussion, but I'm going to go ahead and drop him out and let the young guy get in there and get his time.
There you go.
Then coming at number 4, I've got Gerald McCoy. Another, we talked about it off the air for a second about these top tackles in the league being in that 2010 draft class. McCoy was the 3rd pick in that draft. And like Statman Mike said earlier, 4-time Pro Bowler. His first 2 years, he kind of struggled a little bit, only coming in with like 3 sacks his rookie year, 1 sack his second year. But the last 4 years, I mean, he's just been dominant. 4 straight Pro Bowls. He's been a 3-time All-Pro, and he was huge in college as well. So I have to give it to McCoy there at number 4. And then coming in at number 3, I went with Geno Atkins, another 2010 draftee, but this guy was drafted in the 4th round.
That's a crazy draft.
So he
4th
was
round, what a steal.
4th round pick,
Right.
yeah. So he was able to definitely.
2010 was banging.
Cincinnati cashed in on that. Another 4-time Pro Bowler. He missed it in 2013, but the last 2 years he's been dominant in there. Another 2-time first-team All-Pro guy. His second year he was a second-team All-Pro.
Man, he does that quietly.
And yeah, so I mean he's off to a great start. We were talking about Sue with his 42 sacks. Isn't that what we said?
Yep, 42 sacks.
Yeah, how about Atkins with 43?
Yep.
Really?
The same draft.
Wow.
43.
So, yeah, definitely Atkins, definitely. I like pass rushers, like we were saying earlier. I like guys that can get to the quarterback. You can make an argument for guys who don't have that many sacks, too, being run stoppers and just their presence in there. Then number 2, I've got Sue there. There's no doubt this guy is just a dominating force. Another guy in that same draft. He was the 2nd pick, so that made what? McCoy was the 3rd in that draft. So Sue was 2nd. What a draft.
That draft was crazy
Tackles.
for defensive tackles.
Let's see. So, obviously, we know he was with Detroit. He's with Miami now. 42 career sacks. And then, what do you do? Last year, 6.5 sacks with Miami. That's not bad at all, I don't think, for a tackle. And he's just disruptive. We know from watching his game. I mean, if you take away that fact that people look at him as a dirty player, he's really good.
He definitely has that moniker to him as a dirty player.
I think we all pretty much agree on number 1 here with Aaron Donald. I mean, this is going into his 3rd year. He's already been a 2-time Pro Bowler, made the Pro Bowl as a rookie. I mean, that's impressive right there. Last year, first-team All-Pro. He was a Defensive Rookie of the Year in 2014. Just all kind of awards and stuff in college as well.
Yeah, he was ACC Player of the Year his last season.
At Pittsburgh.
And then he's had double-digit sacks his first 2 years in the league. I mean, this is from the tackle position, and he's just a dominating force. So
he's only going to get better. That's the scary thing.
I think we all agree with Donald at number 1.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's my top 5.
I like these top 5s. They're very good. They're pretty much consensus across the board. So I'm gonna jump in there with mine. I'm gonna go with the 5-1 because it's always more exciting to see who's number 1, which we pretty much all who know that is. But who cares? We still want to have a little bit of suspense.
Oh yeah.
I've been going back and forth on my list. I've been taking people off, putting people on, taking you off, scratching you out, moving you around. So I finally figured it out. So with that being said, I'm gonna start with my number 5. Fletcher Cox from the Philadelphia Eagles.
There's
he just got that. He got that big contract, $63 million guaranteed.
Big contract.
People don't realize though, more than anything with Fletcher Cox is he's a big time run stopper too. And that's why I like him. I love defensive tackles that can rush the passer, but I also like those guys that can stop the run.
And they need to be able to stop the run.
Exactly. And me being a Cowboys fan, he always gives us a problem. And we have one of the best offensive lines in the league, and he still gives us a problem. If you look at his stats last year, 71 total tackles from the defensive tackle spot, 71. And he had 9.5 sacks. So to me, he's still young. He's a problem, and he's up-and-comers still to me.
And that's why he got paid.
Exactly. And then number 4, I got Gerald McCoy coming at number 4. Mainly the reason why I have him at number 4 because I think he's still a little light as far as his body structure, and even though he is relentless, I still think he still gets pushed around a little bit, and that size does kind of hurt him, and he's injury prone. If you looked at his last couple years, he's had some injuries, and that kind of knocks him down on my list. I like somebody who's going to be consistent, is going to be in there, even though you're playing in the trash, what they call it, in that line. I still need you to be not an injury-prone person. I think that's what knocks him down. But if you look at his career, just like we all been saying, the Pro Bowls, 4 Pro Bowls, and he has 35.5 sacks in his years been in the league. So having those past years with sacks, that kind of stands out to me. So he would be my number 4. My number 3 would be Geno Atkins. Geno Atkins would be higher, but he had that ACL tear 2 years ago, and I think that dropped him down a little bit. So I'm still looking out for the injury bug with him.
We both had him at 3.
But just like if you look at it as a whole, just like we have been talking about, 42 sacks career, matching Ndamukong Suh. That's pretty crazy. And he had the year, he's had 2 double-digit sack years. He had 11 and a half. He had 11 last year, and the year before he tore his ACL, he had 12 and a half. And that's when everybody was talking about him being the next great dominant player. And one thing I like about Geno Atkins is he doesn't talk a lot. You barely hear anything from him.
No, he does it all quietly.
He doesn't say anything. You barely even talk about Geno Atkins, if anything. But he's always showing up in the game.
And that stat about the sacks, he has 1 more sack than Ndamukong
That's
Suh
crazy.
since they came in the league.
That's crazy.
How many times do you hear Atkins' name compared to Suh?
You don't
hear about him kicking people in the head.
Yeah.
It's cool, too, because they have a direct comparison coming out of the same draft.
Exactly. So
same amount of time played.
If you're looking at that, if you see the consensus, all of us kind of
number
had
2
Atkins
pick, 4th round pick.
Right, and you're like right there with
Value.
each other. And then number 2, I'm going to go with Ndamukong Suh. I had him a little lower on the list, but then I'd had to look at, you know what, even though he didn't have a high sack total this year, you still had 6 sacks. And for you, if you're a defensive tackle and you're still getting 6 to 10 sacks a year, you're still good in my book, because it's hard to get sacks from the defensive tackle position. You know what I'm saying? And also, he's just so disruptive. He's a problem. You can't one-on-one block Ndamukong Suh. You need a double team with him. He's just so strong, and he has great size. And he's been doing it ever since he was
nasty, man.
He's nasty,
and
he's been doing it since Nebraska. He was nasty at Nebraska.
Killed people at Nebraska.
I'm
just glad they weren't in the Big Ten yet.
I'm a Texas fan. If you don't remember, he played against us in pretty much had like 4. He killed Colt McCoy that game. He had like 4 sacks. He destroyed us. He destroyed us that whole game. So to me, Ndamukong Suh, people talk trash about him, but guess what? You would want him on your team. If you had a choice to take Ndamukong Suh as your defensive tackle,
if you had him on your team, you like him.
You're taking him. You may hate him outside, but on the inside, you love him, and you want to have him on your team because
he's like the Draymond Green.
Exactly.
I like that mean streak in a player.
I like it too. You got to have it as a defensive tackle.
Absolutely.
How many nice defensive tackles do you see out there? Do you want your defensive tackle to be nice? No, you don't. You want him to be a problem. You want him to cause havoc. You want him to take a dude's helmet or stomp on a dude's knee. So, and my number 1 guy, Aaron Donald, like we said, Aaron Donald, you know who he is.
Unanimous.
The man, unanimous guy. 20 sacks in 2 years. Everything. So, hey, we're giving you number 1 in the book, the top consensus. So, that's going to kill our last little thing and our last, episode of today, last segment of the day. So, it's sad to go.
Hey, we're going to be back longer, though, starting next week. It's going to be 2 hours.
2 hours, yes. Oh, I forgot to say, segue to that.
Hey,
2 hours from here on out because NFL's going to get hot and heavy. So, that being said, get ready for the next 2-hour edition from here on out. I'm Big Game James.
Statman Mike.
Patty Mo.
Producer G.
And we love y'all. And check us out on the NFellas.
NFellas.
Last week's Black and White Sports Report coming up next.
Yeah.
Do you need home repairs? Do you want a new style to your home but don't know where to start? Well, call Kimball Home Repairs and Renovations, and owner and founder Glenn Kimball will come out personally and give you an estimate on the job. Commercial or residential, we can do it. Kitchens, bathrooms, basements, we can do it. Drywall, paint, flooring, plumbing, we can do it. Whatever the job, big or small, we can do it. For over 35 years, Kimball Home Repairs and Renovations has satisfied thousands of customers with high-quality service at reasonable rates. Please call Glenn Kimball for your free estimate at 614-206-9459. Again, that's 614-206-9459. Or email at kimballddrywalandpaint@yahoo.com. Kimball Home Repairs and Renovations has been family-owned for the past 35 years, and we now consider you part of the family too. Please call at 614-206-9459 for your free estimate now.
Jules & More in Gahanna has become a neighborhood shopping destination carrying the Pandora charm bracelet. This one-of-a-kind bracelet represents life, thus making it a must-have. Jules & More has more than 500 of the different beads threaded to make the illustrious bracelet that fits your life. You can find Pandora and other fine jewelry selections at Jules & More, 122 Creekside Plaza in Gahanna, or reach them at 614-414-7800. Jules & More, offering Pandora and other fine jewelry.
Hey, hey, coffee drinkers. Get a head start on your day with the new Filter Fresh coffee system. This amazing new technology gives you great coffee at the office with a simple touch of a button. No matter the coffee you like, it can be made with this coffee system. With no pots, no filter, and no mess, it'll be the best thing you've ever had in your entire life. With unbelievable simplicity and convenience, there's no reason to wait or not have this incredible product. What are you waiting for? You march down to the office right now, hand your boss the phone, and say, I want this Filter Fresh coffee system now. So if you want a better chance to get this amazing product, go ahead and call 1-847-699-6040 and just hand the boss the phone. That's 1-847-699-6040. Filter Fresh coffee system. Great coffee at work without the mess.
Nasty's Sports Bar in Reynoldsburg is under new management. Located at 6150 East Main Street, the home for Taco Tuesday is rejuvenated and the home for great food and family fun. Nasty's Sports Bar is a great place for happy hour, serving $2 domestics, $3 glasses of wine, and $5 appetizers, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Call 614-864-2827 to find out the daily specials. Nasty's. Great food, family fun, with a cool name.
This is DJ Wheels. You're listening to The Hump on Score on Air.
It's time for the moment you've been waiting for.
Broadcasting from Ohio Media School and ScoreOnAir.com. This is the Black and White Sports Report. The Black and White Sports Report. Featuring guys that have nothing better to do than sit around and talk about sports.
With the week's latest news and updates.
The Black and White Sports Report. The Black and White Sports Report.
It's now time for your ScoreOnAir.com Sports Select Update. If it happened in sports,
there's a chance we'll talk about it.
From the field to the court to the ice, ScoreOnAir.com Sports Select Update.
What's up, everybody? This is Big Game James with your Monday Score Center update. And we have a champion. Henrik Stenson defeated Phil Mickelson in the 145th Open Championship. Stenson shot a record-tying closing record of 63 for a 20-under tournament total and laid claim to the lowest aggregated score in major championship history to win his first major title. Stenson became the first male Swede to win a major. Mickelson, who was runner-up, tied Greg Norman's Open Championship record with 267 total strokes. He trounced the other 154 players, opening up 11 strokes of distance, and yet with that performance still came up short behind Stenson as he becomes a runner-up at a major for the 11th time. Well, it's official. The Denver Broncos signed star linebacker Von Miller before the July 15th deadline to a 6-year, $114 million contract with a record $70 million in guaranteed, making Miller the highest-paid defensive player in NFL history. Other big signings were signings of Muhammad Wilkerson, star defensive end for the New York Jets. He signs a 5-year, $85 million deal with $53 guaranteed, and Ravens kicker Justin Tucker signs a record 4-year, $16.8 million contract as well. Congrats to those NFL players. On the diamond, Reds 1-0 over the Brewers and the Indians 6-1 over the Twins. And that's your Monday Score Center update. Tune in for the rest of the week for your Score on Air and Score Center sports updates.
You're listening to the home of Heart